guys, welcome to MyAirbags. I'm Eli, and today we're removing the airbag module on this Toyota Camry. On the Toyota Camry, you're going to need the tools that you see here. I've got my power drill, a socket wrench with a 10 and 12 millimeter. You're going to need a hex bit as well. And not exactly this tool, but anything that has a nice thin edge to it. Now the first and most important step is to disconnect the battery first. Anytime we work with the airbag system, whether it's the module, the airbags, or the seat belts, we always want to disconnect the battery first. The battery is right over here, and we're going to disconnect the negative and the positive. Go ahead and just grab this cover here and squeeze and pull up. You're going to need a 10 millimeter socket, and we're just going to loosen this up. Once you have it loosened, you can wiggle it around and remove it up. Once it's off, just put it completely to the side so there's no chance of it coming back and making contact. And then we're going to do the same thing over on the positive side with my 10 millimeter. Just loosen it up a bit and then wiggle it out. Put it completely to the side. Next, we're going to get right inside the car. We're going to lift up this armrest here. We're going to start working on this part right here. And I want to kind of get right underneath between the console and this trim panel right here. And it kind of separates right along here. A good way to do it is kind of just get a good grip in the cup holder area, and you can pull up on it this way. Or you can kind of use a flat head to get right in between there and pull up. This is one way to do it. Just like that. There's tabs that go along the side, and you just want to lift it up. Don't force it too much because you just want to lift up the back side of it, and we're going to keep working on this part right here. And then from this side, start working it towards you and just kind of give it a nice gentle pull, and you hear them all snapping off, and this whole part comes off. And as you can see, you're not really breaking anything. Just kind of be a little gentle with it. But you'll see that all these little tabs will kind of just pop right off, and you can just set it aside. Next, we're going to come right into here and pull this down. And we're going to use a tool. You don't have to use this tool here, but anything with a nice thin edge to it like this, possibly a little flathead or anything that can kind of get right into here. If you see this little metallic ring under here, that's what we want to remove. And I'm just going to go right in here, just grab it and kind of just pry it out, just like that. And that's what it looks like. I put it somewhere safe so you don't lose it, because it's a very simple looking piece, but very essential. Next, you just want to pull right up, and that knob will come right out. Okay, here's what you need to know. When the car gets into an accident, there's three main things that could be causing the light to be on: the airbags, the airbag computer module, and the seat belts. Any deployed airbags must be replaced with new airbags. You can buy a new airbag module. The problem is they cost up to a few $100s, plus you have to pay a dealership technician to go in and program it to your car. In other words, you have to marry the new unit to your car. Here at MyAirbags.com, we work closely with body shops, collision shops, and salvage rebuilders in all 50 states. Instead of buying a new airbag computer, we can actually reset your original airbag module. In other words, we clear it of all codes. And because it's original to your car, programming is not necessary. Seatbelts also deploy, and they throw trouble code. Instead of buying expensive replacements, you can actually send in your seatbelts along with your module. Our seatbelt techs are licensed and they hold an ATF certification. This means that after your seatbelts are rebuilt, they will work again as designed. They will deploy in another accident event. Right after I remove this airbag module, stick around and we'll take a peek at the seatbelts. If you want to know more, just click on the link in the description below or just go to MyAirbags.com. All right, so now that we have that knob up and this is pretty much free, we're gonna keep working it. And as you can see, it's not completely free yet because we have this part over here that's kind of stopping it. So we're gonna remove this part, and it's pretty simple as well. You just wanna kind of grab it and just pry up, and it's all gonna come out. This whole piece right here. Work it from the bottom and pull up towards you, and that will come out. You can go ahead and disconnect these. You just kind of go ahead and press on these little plugs, and right here, there's little buttons here. You press and then pull out. Next, we want to come over here to the shifter. We want to press this white button over in front, press that, and then press on this stick, press down on it, and then move it back. We have room now to remove the whole center trim panel, and we're just going to set that aside for now. Now that part is out, the module is clearly in sight. If you come on in over here, this is the module right here, this metal box right here, and then there's 3 plugs in the front right here, and this module is bolted down by 3 bolts. 1 is up here and then 2 are in the back, but we can't reach the back from here because of this air vent right over here. So we're going to go around to the side through the back to get to the bolts in the back. Now before we go around the back and do the rest, I want to stop right here and emphasize that it's really important that when you take out the module, the battery connection is disconnected from the car. There's no power going into the car. The reason for that, if you look at how the module is designed, if it's powered up and plugged in and we start removing it, the module is going to think that the whole car is moving in an unsafe position or rolling over, and we don't want that because it will send a signal to deploy the airbags, the seat belts, and the roof airbags. Pretty much everything that deploys will deploy because the module thinks it's sitting in that position, bolted down, and it thinks it's being rolled over. So we always want to disconnect the battery, disconnect the plugs first, and then the module itself. Same thing goes for when you're putting it back in. Disconnect the battery, bolt it down, and then plug it in. So before we do anything up here, I want to gain access to the back of the module, and we're going to do that from the driver's side into the side and into the back. Over on the driver's side, we want to remove this plastic panel right here, and you're going to use a Phillips bit to remove 2 screws. There's one. The second one is right over here. There's 2. And then you can go ahead and start pulling this down. Just like that. The OBD connector is right over here. It's kind of connected. You can just flip it over on the side. You can just squeeze it and push down on it, and that'll go through and disconnect. There's the piece. Just remove it. We're gonna get right into here. Down here by the brake and acceleration pedal, we want to start moving this little carpeting back. There's a little fastener right over here. You just want to kind of grab right around it and kind of just give it a nice little pull, just like that. And as you can see, it's just this little fastener that kind of just holds it together. And then I'm going to grab this and start peeling it back behind the acceleration pedal. Once you have it just right about here, at this point you can easily reach around this little plastic vent here. You can easily reach around and you can easily feel the back of the module and the 2 bolts that bolt in behind it. Now we're looking at the module from the top again. We're going to unplug it. I do have my battery removed, of course. And the way we unplug it, Over here you'll see these little tabs, these little buttons you can press down on right here. So I'm showing you now because while I'm doing it you may not see it. So I'm going to press down on that and then this part will come right out. All three of them work the same way. So I'm going to press down on that and then just kind of pull up and out. Let's press down. That lever will come right out and the harness will remove. Down, harness, out. Okay, so now that we have the module unplugged, we're going to want to loosen up this bolt right here. This is one of three, and the first one is up front. And because I have so much room here, I can actually get in there with a power drill, and using my 12mm socket, I can get right in there and remove it. Alright, now that I have that first one removed, we're going to transition over to the back of the module, which is right here to the right of the acceleration pedal. There's the two of them right there. I'm showing you them right now because I won't be able to film and remove them at the same time because of the space here. So there's one, there's two. Again, you want to use a 12mm. Alright, so I'm going to put it on my little socket wrench here. And I'm going to come right down into here and start removing it. And there's one. And the last one. And there's the last one. And the best way to remove it is from right over the top. Alright, and the best way to remove it is to actually go right in here and just slide it right out. This is what the airbag module looks like on a Camry 2018, and I suspect the 2019 and 2020 will look pretty much the same. You'll see the plugs here, and the part number is right here. Toyota airbag modules always start with 89170, and then the 5 numbers in the end will be different. So if the dealership or a body shop told you that you need to replace the module due to it going bad after an accident, we can actually reset your original module, the one that came out of your car after an accident. We can reset it back to new. All it takes is to send it into MyAirbags.com along with your name, address, phone number, and email. Once we get it, we'll notify you by email. We'll reset it and send it back out to you within 24 hours. And of course, we put a warranty on everything we service. Now, another big problem are the seatbelts. The seatbelts also deploy, and if you want to get your seatbelts rebuilt along with your module, we can do that all at the same time. Let's check out the seatbelts. Now, if you're someone who rebuilds cars or flips cars, you already know that the seatbelts also deploy along with the module, and we can actually rebuild the seatbelts as well. We're going to take a quick, brief look at the seatbelts. The seatbelt is right in the pillar here, and the way we get into it is by removing this part here. And we're going to start with this panel first because this panel goes over the top of the side panel. So you can use a flat bar or a flathead screwdriver to pry underneath. I'm just going to use my hands to get right between the carpeting and the panel and kind of just work my way up. You'll hear a few pops, and that's fine. That's just some tabs that are coming right up. Kind of work it back and forth. Just like that. Once that's kind of up like this, you can put it aside, and we're going to continue working up the side here. And then I'm going to go to the back seat and do the rest from the back. We're going to do the same thing on this back panel here. The side panel goes underneath this side panel here. So we're going to lift that up first. Just like that. And then this will come loose. We're going to remove it. And as you can see here, it's just held on by these tabs that kind of pop right off, right over here. Once you have all that popped off, you can go ahead and move the side panel to the side. Right in here is where we have the seat belt. This is the pre-tensioner unit right over here. This is where it deploys. Over the top, that's where the signal comes in from the airbag module to deploy the seat belt, and then it locks up or it throws a code. And at that point, you need to replace them. Again, they go for a couple $100 at the dealership. Here at MyAirbags, we can actually rebuild your original unit and you can use it again, just as designed. Now I can tell this is a single stage seat belt because it has one plug going into the pre-tensioner unit right here. The plug is right there. It's that black plug with that yellow little center right there. And if you're removing it, of course you want to disconnect the battery, and then you want to go ahead and pop that little yellow piece up and then pull up on this plug here. And then you're going to start removing these bolts right over here. There's one bolt here. There's one right over here. There's another bolt down here. And then finally, there's another bolt holding the top of this seat belt right under here. So you may need to get behind this panel and remove that bolt. Once you have the seat belt unplugged and removed, you can send in both front seat belts that deployed along with your airbag module, and we can rebuild both front seat belts and reset the module for you and send it back all together in one package. Our website is MyAirbags.com, and you can place your order right on the website. Many body shops and collision shops or guys that are flipping cars, they save a lot of money using MyAirbags.com. They save a few $100s on resetting the module instead of buying new, and then they save on rebuilding the seat belts, so we can get both front seat belts that deployed and the module reset for you, and you can buy the service at MyAirbags.com. Hey guys, if you're sitting there with a question in mind, go to MyAirbags.com and click on Help. On there, you can type in a keyword or a question, and most likely the right answer will pop up right for you. If it doesn't, we're always here on the phones. You can email us, chat with us, or you can even just text us. We're always here to help you. MyAirbags.com. Now's the time to give us a big like, subscribe to our channel. We have more videos just like this. Comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. This is Eli with MyAirbags.com. Save time and money on your next project.